Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alphionanda and I will be your host for today event. And let's just give it to the moderator so we can start earlier. I'm Dimas Hanif, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, host Alphionanda. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Praise the present Allah for giving health to all, so that we can join the virtual coordinator training batch 9 in healthy condition. Salawat and salam do not forget to our messenger, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, who has shown the path of the truth. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Muhammad Dimas Hanif Setiawan. You can call me Hanif. And I as a moderator who will guide the Vicon this time from start to finish. And heard Alphionanda as a host, and then 3 hour presenter that Azizir Rohma, Nada Sabrina Kamalin, and Fairus T Alifana. Okay, before coordinator training batch 9 or VCT 9 we start, it will be better if we start with reading Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Hi everyone, how are you today? I hope we are all in good condition. And most importantly, we have to keep up the spirit. Talking about spirit, is spirit a characteristic of good person? Of course, we hope that we are all a good people. But how do we know if we belong to a good person? Don't worry, because at this VCon, we will discuss about good person. We'll explain with 3 hour presenter. That is Azizir Rohma Febriyani as the first presenter, Nada Sabrina Kamalin as the second presenter, and another one, our friends, she is Fairus T Alifana as the third presenter. Before VCon we start, I will explain the rules. Okay, so on today's VCon, there will be 2 sessions. The first session, the presenter will explain the topic, then followed by a question and answer session with the presenter and the audience who will be quiet by myself as a moderator. For audience, while the presenter is explaining the material, please turn off your mic for at moment. For the presenter, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, share screen. Okay, well, today we will discuss about good person, right? We always think about it. We have a question about it. Good person. Is it someone who do a good deed, or is just a reward from citizens after you did something good like help someone? For me, good person is not only thinking about others, but it's more powerful like this. Well, next. Nada Sabrina.
Okay, what we will discuss today? Well, I've been looking for what is the most crucial things that a good person has. First, they have positive vibes, and they also love themselves, and they will learn from their past so they can have a great plan for their future. Then, let's get to know what are those means. Next. Okay, next, please.
Okay, let me introduce myself. My complete name Azirama Febriyani, and you can call me Azizir. Okay, all right, don't have to wait a long time. I think you often hear about positive vibes on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or other social media that you use. Okay, the first time I will start about my presentation from the meaning of positive vibes. Okay, positive vibes sound familiar, isn't it? But do you know but do you know that positive vibes means in the Urban Dictionary, positive vibes are to think positive, to stay positive, and to spread the positivity. We can interpret it as positive energy that flows into one with a person's aura. Okay, So positive vibes is not only about someone thinking positively, but everything he or she does positive. You can know that three things contained in positive vibes. First, to think positive. Second, to stay positive. And third, to spread positivity. Okay, next. Okay, the difference between positive vibes and positive thinking. In general, we often misunderstand that positive vibes are positive thinking. So this slide will explain it. Having positive vibe has a broader meaning than just having positive thinking. Having positive vibes means having positive thought, positive mind, and positive energy. So someone with a positive vibes will have positive mind and energy and spread positive energy to people around them. Okay, on the slide, we can understand that in positive is only about thinking, while positive vibes, everything is must be positive and have a good impact on others. Okay, next. Okay, characteristic of people with a positive vibes. First, always learning from experience. Some have said the experience is the teacher in our life. From an experience, we feel the bitterness and sweetness of life. Second, being responsible. Responsibility is human self-awareness of all behavior and action, whether intentional or not. Responsibility must also come from in your heart and the will of oneself for the obligation that must be accounted for. Third, being able to rest from failure. Failure is the beginning of success. Failure does not we have completely failed, but failure is a reminder that we must be more active than yesterday to achieve our goals. Fourth, respecting others. Respect other people is a form of our tolerance to other people who have differences of opinion or other thing. By respecting others, we also practice self-patience. And the fifth, being able to adapt to change. Humans are social creatures who really need to other creatures. We are required to be able to adapt with other people. So that we are able to be in state of peace. It one example for you of adaptation. When you change schools from there, you have to understand the tradition and the people around us. And last, sixth, being oriented and able to move on. A simpler definition expressed by Satterjung 2008. Orientation is an effort to anticipate, to hope, promising future. Okay, next. Okay, last, tips on how to bring positive vibes into life. First, do good and forget about it. Even people we treat well do not reciprocate our kindness. God, the most just being, will reward our kindness in millions of unexpected ways. Second, keep doing positive vibes. If there is still prejudice, let it be there first with God. Third, stop worrying about what other people think of you. You cannot force anyone to fail you, respect, understand, or support you. We can expect others to let them judge. But remember that God is the best judge of all. When you do good things to others, never expect something good in return. Do it because you enjoy it. Finally, I'll read out conclusion. The conclusion is to do positive thing because positive things make your day more colorful and more grateful. That's all for me. Thank you very much. Maybe Nada Sabrina, you can continue the discussion. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Azizir. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, nowadays, love yourself become very popular words, right? You can find it on Facebook, Instagram, and maybe on the pamphlet. But from the definition, self-love defined as love of self or regret for one's own happiness or advantage has been conceptualized both as a basic human necessity and as a moral flaw akin to vanity and selfishness, synonymous with amor-propre, conceitedness, egoism, narcissism, and etc. It sounds like bad things, but it's not entirely worse. Throughout the centuries, self-love has adopted more positive connotations through the New Age feminist movement, as well as the increase in mental health awareness that promotes self-love and intrinsic to self-help and support groups working to prevent substance abuse and suicide. Next, please. Underlined, self-love and narcissism have the same definition, but definitely they have a big difference on it. Narcissists want to be the best. They want an admission from people, and they don't care about others. The only thing they care is themselves. Of course, it is the opposite of self-love. Self-love wants to be better, doesn't need an admission, and they will care to others as care as they treat themselves. Okay, next. Then what are the benefits? First, you will get the life of life or the happiness of life, and you will have a healthy life. It will increasing self-esteem like confidence, passion, and etc. And it will decreasing risk of mental health disorder. Next, please. Then, how to apply it to our life? First, recognizing yourself. Find answers to questions about yourself, such as dreams you want to realize, your biggest fears to your strengths. And the second, stop comparing yourself with others. Focus on your goals and dreams in life. Then you'll feel free and more motivated to go through the day. Number 3, remember that no one is perfect. Everyone has their own strength and weakness. Therefore, you don't have to feel inferior in any way. Think about positive things that you have in your life and enjoy them. Besides, it's okay to make mistakes, guys. You can learn from your mistakes to grow and become a wiser person. And number 4, don't worry about what people are saying. In life, you can't make everyone happy, right? Therefore, don't worry about what people's opinions or judgments about you. Listening to other people too much may just make you feel stressed and unhappy. Next. 5, making decisions confidently. Sometimes you feel doubt about your decision. Am I right? Now, it's time to be more confident about what you believe in your life. The feelings that everyone has are valid, so you shouldn't hesitate to listen to your heart. Number 6, knowing your fear. Fear should not be avoided, for it is perfectly normal. If that fear appears, evaluate immediately and find out what causes your fear. 7, keep your health. Good health is important for you to appreciate. For that, give your best for your body by exercising regularly, eat nutritious meals, drink more water, and getting sufficient rest. Last, hang out with people who have positive vibes. You can look for a positive social environment and association build up and can accept you for who you are. Avoid toxic relationships for your own good. So, please love, treat, receive, and be yourself. Don't draw the line and keep spirit. When you love yourself, then the world would like you for who you are because you are special. Don't listen to what people are saying. You live for your life and not to be impressed a community. But don't make it as a reason for you to be rude and do some impolite acts to everyone. Thank you. Maybe next for Fairus T Alifana. Time is yours.
Well, thank you very much. For the next discussion, we will talking about how to be better in the future. So before it, I have a question for you. Have you ever felt sorry for what you have done in the past? Then what did you do? Did you feel guilty and regret it all the time without doing anything? Or did you try to make new resolution to be a better person? Well, I think all of you have known Elsa in prison, right? Elsa in prison ever said, I'm never going back. The past is in the past. Let it go. I do agree with Elsa, never going back to the past. But I even agree more if we should make new resolution from our past. Well, next. So, what is past? The word past refers to the entirety of events that happened prior to a certain point in time. The past is the time that has passed, whether it's good or bad moment. Next. And for the next is what is future? The term future refers to the time or duration of our lives that we will experience in the future. The desire and hope for a better life in the future is often associated with a person's desire and hope for a better life than the present or the past. So actually, future is the antonym of past. Why I say so? Because we know that the past is the time that has passed, and for the future is the time or duration of our lives that we will experience in the future. So for the example, now we live in 2021. So a year ago, 2 years ago, we live in the past. Then for the future, it means a year later, 2 years later, or maybe 5 years later, it can called as our future. Next. So what are the tips and tricks to be better person? The first, strengthen your determination. So first, without a strong determination, we will not dare to learn to get a higher level. So determination is the main thing that we must have to go further. And for the second, get started quickly. It means when we already have a strong determination, also adequate facilities, then what are you still waiting for to go further? Opportunity doesn't come twice, so hurry up and go a step further. For tips number 3, 4, also 5, we can summarize into one point, which is, as we know, most of success people are those who give up their time, who give up their minds, also give up their energy for the future. They only spare their time to decide a much better life, different from those who like to waste time just for fun. And for the last, take responsibility from your past, also learn from the past. So basically, not all of the past is just waste. But on the contrary, there are many things that we can take from our past. For example, our failure. From a failure, we can learn what we have to fix for the future. Next. So for the last, a graph of human achievement. In a sense, there are moments when humans are above or below the surface. The past strong long-term success, but don't be shocked if those who have experienced disappointment are unable to continue striving for success. As a measure, be respectful of a previous loss. Take the lessons that are included inside it. Never give up on your life's goal. So it's our challenge to pass it for our future. Because basically, to achieve our dreams, to change ourselves, we will go through many obstacles, including a failure. So just take the lessons that are included inside. Thank you very much. Well, I give it back to the moderator, maybe the time for Q&A.
Okay, thank you to all presenter. There are many things that we can take and practice every day, starting from what is positive vibes means, tips, and how to bring positive vibes to live, to how to better in the future, and many more things to say. Well, now we enter the second session, yeah, the question and answer session. So if any of you have a question to ask the presenter about the good person, then please raise your hand and open your mic. And you can also type your question in the column comment. Okay, are there any questions for audience to presenter? Hello. Maybe Mr. Reza, Mr. Fair Anwar, Mr. Glory have a question.
All right, so I want to try to have something to ask. I'm so sorry because I'm doing things while listening to this great presentations. So the three of you are doing great, and the topic is also still strengthen each other. Well, my questions related to how we keep maintaining our good faiths, how we keep maintaining doing great things, doing good things in our life. As we know that it's not easy, sometime in 24 hours a day, the mode that the swing mode happens to us. That's why I need motivation for all the presenters here, how we as a human being keep maintaining the swing mode happens unpredictably in our life. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the question. Maybe presenter 1, 2, or 3 can your answer about that question. Okay, from Ms. Rita.
Okay, thank you for the chance. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, everyone. That was such a great performance and presentation. And here I have a question related to what you have explained to us about being a good person. Well, there is a quote that is saying, I will treat you the way you treat me, or my attitude is when somebody treat us bad, we will treat them bad. So what do you think about it? Thank you.
Okay. Before I want to answer question from Mr. Hairul. I can, moderator?
Yeah, you can do it.
Okay, I will belong to Mr. Hairul. The most important thing is to have an intention if there is any intention, no matter how difficult it will be. Maybe, presenter, you can add answer. Nada.
Sorry, can I answer Ms. Reza's question?
Yes.
Okay. From Ms. Reza is how we think about people will treat me, us, we, as like we treat them. For me, that's true. It's like, karma, right? When we do a good deed, then they will also do good for us. Like when we don't like them, and they also they don't like me, like what? I'm sorry, can I explain it in Indonesia? Like ketika mereka ngomong kita sudah memperlihatkan kalau kita tidak menyukai mereka, mereka akan juga memperlihatkan kalau mereka tidak menyukai kita. Gitu. How is it next? Is it clear?
Thank you, Nada. Anyway, I want to hear from the other presenters about their opinion.
Maybe I want to ask Miss. What?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I think whatever our friends do to us, yeah, I think it's hard for us, but I think actually we don't need to do. For example, if they judge us, so we just silent like this. Then until we do the same thing to them like this, maybe. If I think like this.
How, audience? Is there no answer from the presenter, or there's still something you want to ask again? If there are no more questions and the presenter explanation is clear, I will close the VCon at noon. Thank you to the coordinator and thanks to all the audience who participate in the VCon this time. Applause for all of us. I hope we all belong to people who are good to people. And let's close the program at the day with reading the Hamdalah together. Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim. I'm Muhammad Dimas dan S. Thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The host, the time is yours.
Thank you very much, Dimas, Hanif. That was a great presentation with very great moderation. Before we close the meeting, I want to conclude that presentation that we need to love ourselves, learn from our past, and plan our future, and let's be a better person together. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.